A woman doesn't panic when you ignore her. She panics when the attention she expected from you suddenly disappears. There's a difference. A big one. Because when a man she doesn't care about goes silent, she shrugs and moves on. But when you go silent, the man she thought she had control over, the man she thought would always text first, the man she thought would chase forever, that's when her mind starts racing. The panic doesn't come from losing attention, it comes from losing your attention. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why women react so strongly to this, what it means, and how you can use this understanding to take back your power without playing games, without being toxic, and without disrespecting yourself. Stay with me till the end, because the last shift I'll tell you about is the one women fear the most, and it's the one that makes them regret losing a man instantly. Before we go on, here's one reason to stay till the end. What you're about to hear will finally explain why women panic when a man pulls back, the real truth no one tells men. We post daily videos on red flags, dating advice, and female psychology, so hit subscribe and like if you're ready to level up. And comment your biggest struggle, confidence, texting, or staying calm. Your words might help another man too. Now, let's continue. Why this happens, here's the truth in simple words. Women don't panic because you stop giving attention. They panic because attention, to a woman, is emotional safety. Attention is how she measures your interest. It's how she feels connected. It's how she knows she matters. But when that attention slows down or suddenly stops, her mind doesn't think calmly. It thinks emotionally. And emotionally, she feels, is he losing interest? Did I mess something up? Is he talking to someone else? Why did he change? Do I still matter to him? This panic isn't about you being special. It's about how the female brain responds to a shift in emotional energy. You have to understand something. A woman notices every little change in your behavior, tone, timing, and energy. If you text her every morning and then suddenly stop, she feels it. If you always reply fast and now you take your time, she feels it. If you used to compliment her and now you don't, she feels it. Women notice details men don't even think about. When your attention drops, she doesn't just see the difference, she feels it in her body. And that's where the panic comes from. 1. She panics because attention equals validation. Here's something women will never say out loud. A woman depends on emotional validation way more than men think. This doesn't make her shallow. It makes her human. It's how her psychology works. When you stop giving that validation, even a little bit, she feels a sudden emptiness. It hits her ego. It hits her confidence. It hits her sense of worth in the relationship. You may not mean anything by it. You might just be busy, tired, or focused on your life. But she interprets the shift emotionally. In her mind, your silence equals something is wrong, even if nothing is wrong at all. 2. She panics because she lost control. This is the deeper truth. Most women don't panic because they lost your attention. They panic because they lost their influence over you. When she feels she cannot control, when you reply how much you care, what you feel, how you act, whether you still want her, her brain goes into alert mode. A woman feels safe when she knows where she stands in your mind. Your lack of attention creates uncertainty. Uncertainty creates emotional panic. And yes, even confident women feel this. Even strong women feel this. Even cold women feel this. Because emotional control is one of the biggest hidden attractions women use without even realizing it. When they lose that control, they feel the shift instantly. 5. Step-by-step breakdown. Shift number 3. She panics because her imagination takes over. Women don't need proof to panic. Their mind will create 100 scenarios when you stop giving attention. She'll imagine you talking to someone else, you losing feelings, you moving on, you replacing her, you getting bored, you choosing someone better, even if you are literally just sitting on your bed eating chips. Her mind fills the silence with her own fears. And those fears are 10 times stronger than anything you say out loud. This is why she may suddenly double text check your stories. Ask if you're okay, get emotional, get jealous, act distant, act clingy. She's not angry. She's scared. Scared of losing something she emotionally invested in. 4. She panics because women feel energy before words. This one is powerful. Women don't react to what you say. They react to how you feel. If your energy changes, even a little, she senses it instantly. You don't need to announce anything. You don't need to act distant on purpose. You don't need to say, "I need space." She feels it. If you're losing interest, she feels it. If you're tired of chasing, she feels it. If you're pulling back emotionally, she feels it. If you're focusing on your life instead of her, she feels it. Women are extremely sensitive to emotional shifts. It's part of their survival system. So when your attention slows down, she doesn't need proof. She picks up the energy before she ever sees the behavior. This is why she reacts stronger than you expect. Because to her, your shift isn't just a behavior, it's a message her body feels before her mind understands. 5. She panics because she thinks another woman took her place. Here's the part that stings her ego the most. When you stop giving attention, her mind instantly thinks, there must be another woman. Even if you're not talking to anyone. Even if you're just focusing on yourself. Even if nothing changed on your side. Why? Because women compare themselves constantly with friends, with strangers, with women online, with women in your life. If your attention used to be predictable and now it's not, she assumes she's losing to another woman. And this creates a type of panic that hits her deeper than fear. It hits her pride. Women don't compete until they believe someone else is winning. Your silence makes her feel like she's losing. 6. She panics because attention is her emotional currency for women. Attention isn't just affection, it's connection. The same way men feel loved through respect, women feel loved through attention. It tells her, you still choose me. You still want me. I still matter. So when you pull back, her emotional system feels the loss instantly. Attention is where her confidence lives. Her security lives. Her connection lives. When you remove it, her mind goes into overdrive trying to get it back. Not always because she loves you, sometimes because she loves how you made her feel. And when that feeling disappears, panic steps in. 7. She panics because she realizes you weren't as predictable as she thought. This is where the psychology flips. Women feel safe when they think they understand you. When they think you'll always reply. When they think you'll always chase. When they think your attention is guaranteed. Predictability gives her control. Control gives her comfort. But when you break that pattern, even accidentally, it shakes her world. She realizes you're not as predictable as she assumed. You're not a guarantee. You're not an option. You're not a backup plan. You're not a man she can put on hold and pick up later. And this realization creates the strongest panic of all, the fear of losing you for real. Because when a man who once gave attention suddenly stops, women know something big has changed. And deep inside, she knows it's her turn to act. Speak to his pain now, let's talk about you. Because maybe right now you're the one who feels ignored. The one who feels unseen. The one who gave too much attention to someone who didn't appreciate it. Maybe you're the man who texted first every time. Who tried to keep conversations alive. Who cared more. Who thought effort would make her choose you. Maybe you were the one always trying, while she gave you the bare minimum. And when she pulled away, you blamed yourself. You thought you weren't good enough. You thought you said something wrong. You thought you weren't attractive enough. But you were wrong. You weren't the problem. Your attention wasn't the problem. Your effort wasn't the problem. The problem was simple. You gave too much to someone who didn't value it. And the moment you finally slowed down, the moment you focused on yourself, the moment you stopped trying so hard, that's when she panicked. Not because you hurt her, but because she realized you were not hers to control. You were a man with his own mind, his own value, his own life, his own power. This is where everything shifts. The moment men finally understand their power, let's go deeper, because this part is the truth men rarely hear, and it's the part that changes everything. You've spent so much of your life thinking you needed to give more attention to keep a woman. You thought the more you showed interest, the more she would respect you. The more you texted, the more she would want you. The more you tried, the more she would choose you. But reality didn't work that way, did it? Instead, the more attention you gave, the less she valued it. The quicker you replied, the slower she did. The more you chased, the colder she became. You started feeling invisible to the very woman you were trying so hard to impress. And that hurts. It hits your confidence. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you feel like something is wrong with you. But here's the truth you never realized. You were not unattractive. You were just too available. You made her your priority while she treated you like an option. You gave her emotional attention before she earned it. And because it came too easy, she didn't value it. Women don't panic when attention comes easy. They panic when the attention they were counting on suddenly disappears. That's when she remembers your value. That's when she feels your absence. That's when she realizes you were giving something no other man gives her. Your consistency, your focus, your care, your presence. And now that you're not giving it, she feels the loss. This is when everything changes. Here's the shift most men never experience because they never stop giving attention long enough. When you pull back, her mind gets louder. Your silence becomes the message, and your distance becomes power. Let's break down how that power works. 1. Your silence makes her think. A woman's mind is her worst enemy when a man she cares about goes quiet. She starts replaying conversations. She overthinks her own words. She wonders if she pushed too far. She asks herself if she messed something up. When you stop giving attention, you give her something stronger than words, mirrors. She sees her behavior clearly. She feels the weight of her actions. She realizes what she didn't appreciate. Silence is not empty. Silence is information. Silence is reflection. Your silence makes her understand your value faster than your words ever could. 2. Your distance forces her to choose. When you pull back, she can no longer stay comfortable. She can't assume you'll always be there. She can't treat you like a backup plan. She has to act. She has to make a decision. And this is the part that reveals everything. If she actually cared, she will come closer. If she didn't care, she will disappear. But here's the beauty: either way, you win. Because your distance exposes the truth that was already there. 3. Your calmness makes her respect you. This is where the power truly shifts. When you stop giving attention and you don't get angry, and you don't blame her, and you don't act bitter, you become someone she didn't expect. Women are used to men begging, chasing, explaining, arguing, proving, pleasing. But a man who pulls back calmly, a man who focuses on his life, a man who doesn't react emotionally, that man feels powerful. That man feels rare. That man feels masculine. She respects that man. She becomes drawn to that man. She remembers that man. Women panic when they realize they lost a man who stayed calm, while she took him for granted. 4. Your focus on your life makes you more attractive. Here's the part women feel strongest. A man becomes more attractive the moment he becomes harder to access. Not because he's playing games, not because he's being toxic, but because he's focused. When you stop giving attention because you're building yourself, your goals, your money, your discipline, your skills, your growth, she feels that shift. And it hits her in a way she can't ignore. A man with purpose is always more attractive than a man who chases validation. This is where her panic turns into desire, because now she sees you moving forward with or without her. And that fear of being replaced by your success hits deeper than any fear of another woman. 5. Her regret starts slowly, then hits fast. At first, she pretends nothing is wrong. She acts normal. She stays calm. But then your silence continues. Your attention stays low. Your energy becomes focused elsewhere. And suddenly the panic she ignored becomes regret she can't hide. She starts checking your profile. She starts replying faster. She starts watching your stories. She starts asking questions. She starts showing interest in the smallest things. This is not coincidence. This is psychology. Women regret losing the man who finally chose himself. And you become that man the moment you let go of the need to keep giving attention to someone who didn't value it. You've seen how women panic when the attention they depended on suddenly disappears. You've seen how silence becomes your strongest message. You've seen how distance makes her realize your value. Now it's time to understand what happens next, the part women feel the deepest but never admit. Because when a man stops giving attention for the right reasons, everything inside her shifts. Let's finish the breakdown. 1. When you become less available, she becomes more interested. Women don't chase men who are always available. They chase men who have options, direction, and self-mastery. When you gave her too much attention, she thought she knew you. She thought she understood your value. She thought you were guaranteed. But now she sees you differently. You reply slower. You focus on yourself. You don't jump for her. You don't chase. You don't overthink. You're not ignoring her. You're simply not depending on her. This creates the exact reaction she can't control: renewed attraction. Because desire always grows in the space between two people, not in the pressure. 2. When you stop seeking her attention, she starts seeking yours. This is where the dynamic flips completely. When attention becomes rare, it becomes valuable. She starts wondering, why did he change? Does he still like me? Did I push him away? Is he moving on? Her mind tries to fill the silence with answers, and those answers make her chase. She replies faster. She tries harder. She initiates more. She compliments you. She remembers details she ignored before. Women chase when they feel your value slipping away, not when you're handing it to them. 3. When you choose yourself, she chooses you more. Here's the deepest psychology. Women are wired to admire men who choose their own path, their own discipline, their own goals first. Not selfish men, not arrogant men, but men who stand for something bigger than attention from a woman. When she sees you, working on your money, improving your fitness, leveling up your mind, building your future, staying focused, staying calm, staying grounded, she feels a different kind of attraction, the kind that builds respect. And respect is what creates real desire. This is the moment she realizes losing you means losing a man with a future. 4. Her regret hits when she sees someone else value you. Nothing triggers a woman like watching another woman see the value she took for granted. It could be a girl liking your story, a girl commenting, a girl smiling at you, a girl showing interest in your vibe. Even if she's not jealous, she feels the truth. You were valuable the whole time. She just didn't see it. Or she saw it too late. Her panic becomes regret. Her regret becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes desire. And that desire comes from the one thing she didn't expect you to have, the strength to stop giving attention when it wasn't respected. 5. When you don't return easily, she realizes your worth. Here's the emotional climax. When she panics, she might come back. She might text more. She might call. She might flirt harder. She might even act extra sweet. But the real shift happens when you don't fall back into the old pattern. When you stay calm. When you stay in control. When you don't rush. When you don't overgive. When you don't get excited too fast. She feels the difference. She feels your strength. She feels your growth. And women regret losing the man who became stronger without their validation. You become the man she thought she could replace, but now she realizes she can't. Let me end by telling you the truth you needed to hear years ago. You never lost her because you are not enough. You lost her because you gave too much to someone who didn't appreciate it. But now you're waking up. Now you understand your power. Now you see that your attention is not something to give freely, it's something to give wisely. A man becomes powerful the moment he stops chasing and starts building. Powerful the moment he stops begging and starts growing. Powerful the moment he stops explaining and starts living. You don't need women to validate your worth. You don't need attention to feel valuable. You don't need approval to feel strong. You are enough as a man when you choose yourself, your purpose, your direction, your discipline. Women feel this energy. Women respect this energy. Women desire this energy. And the right woman will never panic because you stopped giving attention. She will match your energy because she values you. You're becoming that man now. Keep going. Now we've covered everything, brother. You know exactly why women panic when a man pulls back and how that power shifts to you. If something didn't make sense the first time, watch this again until it clicks. Hit subscribe and like because we drop daily videos on red flags, dating advice, and female psychology. And comment, I'm leveling up, if you're done being confused and ready to become stronger. Now go ahead and tap the next video on your screen. Your growth starts there.